Red Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Thursday, April 23rd, 2020, at 3 p.m. Eastern. As all of us continue to become clear or aware, and as we continually embrace the gods that we are, and we start understanding that everything that is or will be is with us. It has nothing to do with anything outside of us. It never did. And majority of us, or all of us, are beginning to really take that in from a true perspective, that we realize that we create the very lives that we live. Now, we've all been taught that that's not the case, that it's just kind of randomly thrown at you. And that you just, do, what you can to survive. You see what happens when we have everything, that we allow it, we're not conscious about it, and we allow everything to be taken away, and we believe that it's not within us, and we believe that it's outside of us, then we create that field. That's just exactly what we do. We create the field. So when we create the field, we live it. And when we realize that everything going on around us, everything, all of it, okay, let's just look at it from the standpoint that you're in the eye of a storm, hurricane, and it's totally silent, completely still. In fact, it's so still that you can literally hear yourself being. And all around you, there's just total chaos, complete chaos. And we are still within that chaos. That's where we find stillness, space between heartbeats. And then we figure out, we find out for ourselves, that we always will find love at the core of our being, for that's who we truly are. Always. We never will not. It's just that there are those who are fearful of the love they are. So they practice things totally derogatory, completely different or opposite of the love that they are. And these are those who would create negative low frequencies for the civilization. And we know that. And the interesting thing is that when we come to the full conclusion that all of them, excluding the demons, are part of us, even though we create the demons. And that's another tough one for us to bring in. That's for some of us, that's a challenge. You mean to tell me that is part of me? And then we come into that judgment. Now understand, when we talk about loving and peace and joy, it's not, and I think people get the wrong impression because it does irritate people at times. They get stressed out about that because they feel that's weak and that it's not power and strength. And they're totally, this is love under pressure they're experiencing. It's the opposite. That we are omnipotently powerful. we're always, you always have that judgment with the civilization that if you aren't aggressive and you aren't, active and pushing and prodding and grabbing and pulling, that you're weak and that you're nothing. You're not powerful. You're just a weak thing. Where you say you aren't interested in listening to all of these negatives because you feel them. If you understand what I'm saying, you don't really care to. You don't need to watch or listen because you feel it. And when you tune into yourselves, you will feel it. You'll know what's happening. You'll know what's going on. All you have to do is direct yourself, just like a homing beacon, literally, and you will know. You'll know inherently what is happening with this planet and its civilization. And, it isn't tough to do that once you have that commitment you're journeying within. And all along, we're letting go and relaxing. All along, all of it. We're just letting go and relaxing. We're letting go of everything. It doesn't mean you're losing it. You're just letting go of it. See, because we have that attachment. We have that attachment. It's on everything. Many of us are unaware that we do, but we do. We attach to everything. Most of us. And we hold on to things, and we have all of these heavy-duty expectations and things, and that's why we get so let down, and we become so disappointed and upset with things because they didn't work out the way we wanted them to. You ever done that? You ever say, wow, nothing's worked out the way I wanted it? And why is that? Well, because you have expectations. Because what do you think the expectations do? They literally stop the flow of abundance from the universe. They stop it, dead in its tracks. Because this is where you surrender and you just have your faith in the universe. The universe is going to take care of it. I know that. The universe is my best ally. So I intend it, and then I let go of it, and I have no expectations, and I also have no attachments. Now that sounds easy, but for some it isn't. It isn't easy for some, because they believe that they let go. They believe, but they don't. And they believe they're talking through the heart mind. But they're not. For instance, I'll share something with everybody. The 7 principles of life and guidelines for health and healing. Okay? Now, I don't know who created this, so I'm not aware of who created it. But number 1, IKE, Ike. The world is what you think it is. Your world is a reflection of your beliefs. This is a particularly important principle for healing. Norman Cousins, the very popular author of Anatomy of an Illness, showed us how spontaneous remission could occur by changing one's outlook or belief of transforming illness to health. Kala, K-A-L-A. There are no limits. Everything is connected. Anything is possible. Separation is a useful illusion. We hear so often that we live in an infinite universe, but how often have we contemplated just exactly what that means? So our dreams have no boundaries as well. Anything is possible. Makia, M-A-K-I-A. Energy flows where attention goes. Energy flows where attention goes. So you get what you focus on. And you know, a lot of people just don't get this, whether they're conscious about it or not. So you understand, and it's imperative that each and every one of us understand this. Energy flows where attention goes. So what does that mean? Your energy, okay? So you put your attention on whatever it may be. Could be anger, could be pain, sorrow, anguish, could be frustration, could be revenge, vindictiveness, could be love, bliss, joy, gentleness, kindness, abundance, prosperity. It's a plethora of things. But the main primer here is that energy flows where attention goes. So if you're focusing or you're sending your attention to something, whatever it may be, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get it. You're going to get it. You get what you focus on. Just as a conduit harnesses electricity and allows it to flow in a particular direction. So your thoughts are harnessed and directed by your ability to focus. Manawa, M-A-N-A-W-A. Now is the moment of power. Everything is relative. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. And today, you probably heard this, is a gift. That is why we call it the present. Now is the only time you can do anything. Now is the only time you can do anything. This is where your power lies. This is where all of our power lies. There is no power in the past, for it's gone. Only the memories that you have of it at this moment exist. Aloha, A-L-O-H-A, hello, is what that means in Hawaiian. To love is to be happy with. To love is to be happy with. Love increases as judgment decreases. Now, crucial that is, love increases as judgment decreases. We don't care to have judgment. It's mucky. It's low vibrational frequency. It is disharmonizing, and it's very distracting. Everything is alive, aware, and responsive. It is the aloha spirit that distinguishes the path of the adventurer. Aloha does not just mean hello and goodbye. It means love. The translation of the Hawaiian root words would say that aloha is to share the breath of life and the spirit of happiness in this experience. Mana, or mana, M-A-N-A. All power comes from within. Everything has power. Power comes from authority, just as lightning bolts display an inner authority and power of nature. So man, as being a part of nature, also has inner power. In this principle, it is said that all things have power. Stones have power. Just try to put your hand through one. Plants have power. They can either have nourishing or poisonous effects on their consumers. We have seen the powers of fire, wind, animals, and water almost every day. Pono. Effectiveness in the measure of truth. There is always another way to do anything. In this philosophy, we say that effectiveness is the measure of truth. In other words, use the means that determine the ends you desire. If you want peace on earth, use peaceful means to achieve it. If you want to harmonize the relationship with your spouse or significant other, using loving, use loving means to produce it. So these are all, I think we all harmonize with these different depictions, so to speak, interpreted in different ways, from different perspectives and different people. But if you design something, okay, you're putting your energy and focus into the design of whatever it is. Let's say it's your life. So you're designing your life, and you're only able to do it in the now. You know for a fact that you cannot do it in the past and you cannot do it in the future. You can only do it in the now on how you design your life. And this may sound to some very kind of out of context, or a lot of people look at us as that's not possible. But it is. And it is what we do. And it is not, most of the time, it isn't conscious for us. It is unconscious. So isn't that amazing? We walk through this life not knowing that we're creating every step we take. And that most of the time we're living either in the past or the future. And how we're missing the joy of the life that we have created for ourselves. Isn't that crazy? How we miss the joy of the life that we've created for ourselves by living in the past and the future. And what is one of the biggest deterrents? We embrace thoughts, which are just thoughts. We create them into reality, just like fear. Fear is a thought. It's all it is. That's it. We create it into reality. Now, whether we realize it or not is a different story. So as we journey within ourselves more and more, and we become much more in tune and intimate with the God that we are, we begin to unravel the mystery of who and what we are. We start to unwrap parts of us to discover. And it's all been packed away in the kingdom of God. And so when we enter the kingdom of God, when we go into the core of our being, we discover these things. What's all this stuff packaged? What is all this? These are the answers to all of the questions that you've ever desired to have answered. See? These are the answers to all the questions that you've ever desired to have answered. Who am I? What am I? What is my purpose? How do I create what I desire? And all of these things, you begin to unwrap them like a kid on Christmas morning. And as you're unwrapping them, you unwrap them and you start to see, and these answers come out. You are the God. You are the one. You are the creator. See? And more of this, as you continually get more excited to start unwrapping more and more, because understand, you've spent so far your life trying to figure that out, who and what you are. And here it all is. So you picture and visualize it through your heart mind how enthusiastic and excited you are that you've finally discovered all the things that you have been incessantly seeking outside yourself, and you come to find out that they're within you. And that you, all of us, we are energy. We are energy. And energy houses different forms. And wherever energy flows, wherever it flows, is where the attention goes. Now, a lot of us will say, well, okay, so I focus my attention on this, but how come it doesn't come? Why isn't that? That's silly, because that's what that says. You're saying that, but that's not true because it doesn't come. No, the reason it doesn't come is because you've attached too many outcomes. You've attached too many expectations. So you have all these attachments and expectations, so you basically block it. It's there, but it never reaches you. See, there's always a little twist and a turn. I'm sure we've all come to that realization. And the twist and the turns is that, do we really want the things that we think we want? Do we really want them? Or do we embrace thoughts and create them into reality where we fear the actual desire coming into reality? Have you ever done that with yourself? Have you ever said, maybe that little teeny voice comes in when you're experiencing enthusiasm about what you believe you're creating into reality, and your signs are showing, and all of a sudden you get this little kind of, step down feeling? And so what if this actually happens? What am I going to do? You see how that works? That's why when we focus and we put our attention on something, we have no expectations, no attachments whatsoever. And we live it before it even is created. And we experience it. We don't live it, we experience it. So as we experience it before it comes, before it actually materializes into your life, for a brief moment, you savor it. And you experience, you visualize how it will be for you. Without fears, without expectations, without attachments, without embracing any other thoughts, you just visualize and experience the splendor and the enthusiasm and the joy of whatever it is you have created into reality. You have moved the energy. You are energy moving energy. And as the energy moves into form, and as long as you don't have expectations or any attachments, then it's an automatic. It will come into your life. It will, without doubt. But here's the kicker is that do not allow yourself to become enthralled with all of this externalism, all of this hustle bustle, all of this stuff going on. Because, when you watch a movie, some of them are just blah, and some of them are really entertaining for you. Everybody has different taste about different things. So, but say for you watched this movie and it was wonderful, and you'd watch it again because it was so enjoyable. Okay? Well, the external authority, the blah 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 going on, is a bad movie. Okay? It's just a bad movie. It's below a B movie. Okay? And it isn't something that we're really seriously, we don't have any interest in it. We're focusing on our direction and our attention and energy of creating the lives that we desire. We create the paradise on this planet, the heaven. We create the God planet. So we're focused on that. And we're focused on the fact that we are creating into reality that which we desire. And we also are focused on the fact that we don't have any attachments or expectations, and that we experience it. We experience it before it's here, without anticipation, without expectation. See, that's different. It's a different thing, because when the expectations start coming in, where you go, oh, I want it to be this way, that way, and I expect it to do this, I expect it to do that, and I'm really expecting this, you block it. You'll absolutely block it. And this is the delicate part that so many miss. They miss it. And you'll find, and maybe some of you already have, and we had a story last night on TFCC experience, where that's exactly what happened. No expectations, no attachments, throwing it out there for the universe to create for you, and it happens. And it doesn't end. It just keeps going. And then so many of us that experience those times, we wonder why we can't maintain that. Why can't that be that way throughout life? It can. But the issue that we have with ourselves is that we haven't gotten to the finiteness of the fact that to know without doubt that what you think you're going to create, that it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to come to you. All right? Because we so inadvertently, unconsciously create, we're creating all the time. So when we understand that fully, without fear, without anything being attached to it, without expectations or any attachments, then we begin to realize that, okay, so when I intend something, when I focus my energy, and it flows, so the energy flows where attention goes. So your attention, your focus is on a blissful life. Just for example, it's a blissful life. And so you create into reality for yourself. So you get that energy and it starts to form. It goes into motion. It starts forming what your intent is. So okay, so you've got this going. Now, the biggest mistake that a lot of us make is that we start putting attachments and expectations with that as it's being created, as it's forming from the energy and the focus that we've set that energy into motion. So now imagine that you have the understanding with yourself that you will say, I have no expectations or attachments with this, but I'm going to experience it right now. I'm going to visualize how it will be for me. Now, it's tricky because you've always got to understand that you are not putting expectations in there. You're just flowing with it. You're just being with it and experiencing it. However it chooses to form. And you go with the flow. You just ride right along. And when you can sustain that throughout your life, then you will have pure bliss without interruption. That's quite motivating, isn't it? You will have achieved total bliss, and it will stay with you. It won't be intermittent. It won't be once in a while. You see how powerful that is? Feel that vibration in your heart minds. Feel it right now, because you know it is true. And you are becoming all of us are becoming more and more masterful every split second when our focus is on us and within. And all of those questions that are constantly coming up here and there are being answered within. So, this meditation, energy flows where attention goes. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And the first thing that we want to do is relax our bodies. We can talk to our bodies. We talk to our bodies 24/7 if we choose. So the body responds. And the more intimate you become with your body and the more understanding you have with your body, the more it is going to communicate with you. You imagine that you're going along and the body's talking with you and you're completely ignoring it. You have the body's happy and everything, and it's communicating that to you, and you're completely ignoring it. Or the body is telling you, hey, we have an issue in quadrant 6. All right? We've got some things going on in the hip, or the hand, or the arm, or the heart, and we just completely are going along, unless it's really gobsmacking, where it just knocks you over to get your attention, slaps you in the face. And sometimes that's what our bodies will do to get our attention. And so understand that the body isn't a separate entity. It's a living thing. It's living. All right? We give it power. We give it the energy for it to function through our God within, pure energy, pure consciousness. So when you relax the body will respond because you're communicating with it. You love your body. Why would you ignore it? So you say, body, I store stress and tension in my spine, my lower back, my lower lumbar. I know I do, but that's right, and so some people do. So the body relaxes, just let it go. Let's put it this way. For the women, you have a purse, and it's full of stuff. So in order to alleviate all of the pressing stress on your body and unsettledness and all the things that you've absorbed throughout the last 24 hours or for lifetimes, you dump that purse out on the chest of drawers. Dump it out on the table, empty. It is a visual of letting all the stress go out of your body, emptying the mind, completely emptying the mind and relaxing the body. So as you do this, the body begins to become relaxed. And as the body relaxes, we move into the now. And the now is a state of being. People say, what is the now? It's a state of being. It's the moment to moment that you exist in that body. And the now does quite a few things, because the past we don't have, it's gone. We've experienced the past, because at one time the past was in the now. So we have the room full of all kinds of seductive visions, memories, and reliving and everything. But the one thing that we don't care to do is to drag that past into our future and create our future from our past so that we can relive the past. You see? It gets a little tricky, but a lot of people do it. Now, our desire is that we live in the now. We exist in the now, because in the now, we can create our future. And that's what we're doing. Remember, energy flows where attention goes. And without expectation and without attachment. So as you understand that, now you are literally configuring and moving energy into motion, and without attachment and expectation, to create your life, to create your existence in that body, to design it. All of us have designer lives. Now a lot of us don't know that, and some of us do. And the now stills the mind. It literally quiets the ego mind. All that noise and chatter that we have 24/7, it's not there. Not in the now. So also, we want to breathe. We want to breath in through our noses and breath out through our mouths. Now, picture this. Since we are power, and since we are energy and pure consciousness, the God within us, we take this breath, nice and easy, and we pull this breath through our nose, we bring it in, and it comes up through our sacral chakra, which is basically the groin, and we pull it up through the sacral chakra, the center of through all the chakras, through the center of our bodies, up into the heart chakra, up into the throat chakra. We go all the way up into the brain, up into the cranial cavity. As we do this, as we bring, and this is energy, understand this. Your breath is energy. So as you pull this breath in, you bring it up into the cranial cavity, and you compress it. And as you're holding your breath shortly, for about 3 seconds, I am love, I am light, I am, you bring it in and you condense it and pressure it into liquid, pure liquid, and you release the liquid onto the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is the gateway to the particles of existence, and it is the gateway to pure consciousness and beyond pure consciousness. So therefore, we are revitalizing it, and it's intensifying and expanding. So it's beginning to become fully functioning. So each breath we bring in, all the way up through the body, through the chakras, into the cranial cavity, and then we condense it into pure liquid, and we release it over the pineal gland. We keep this motion going and visualize it in 1,000K vision, where it is crystal clear, and we watch as the pineal comes alive. So we want to do this about at least 6 times while I'm talking. You'll feel the energy. You'll feel it. You'll experience it. And when you condense that into liquid, it is absolutely phenomenal, and it will literally saturate the pineal gland. This is where our attention is to be, not out there. We can feel anything we desire of what's going on this planet, and we can also know what really is transpiring because we direct it. We direct it. We're all becoming much more conscious of our direction. Now, we have the ego mind. We all know that. We acknowledge the ego mind. We know what the ego mind is. Before we didn't, but now we do. So the ego mind basically is always there, and it's always trying to convince you to do what it wants you to do, which is pay attention to it and to embrace these different thoughts that come in, which most aren't yours, and creating them into reality, and understand that the ego is never going to be satisfied. So you are always in a full motion, ongoing repetitiveness of never enough, never enough, never enough, never enough happiness, never enough security, never enough money, never enough love, never enough this, never enough that. And that's why we have this insecurity, and that's why we have this unknowingness, and that's why we have attachments, and that's why we have expectations. What we say lovingly to the ego mind, but very powerfully, your ego mind, you're not in charge here, I am. Take a seat. I'll call on you when I need you. That's it. And you'll find that you'll need that ego mind less and less and less until it finally decides that it's going to just retire because it's not in control anymore. Now, we operate through the heart mind. This is where we're at, not the ego mind. And we're with the kingdom of God, discovering all of the answers to all of the questions that we have literally seeked out outside of ourselves. Quite exciting. And we're with the kingdom of God, where all those answers are housed. So we're one. And we have others with us. Right now, we have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, and the archetypes. Many. All of them. They're a civilization that vibrates at a higher frequency than we do. That's all. And that's why we don't don't see them like we see each other. They appear, they come in different forms, like, humanoid form, they'll show up. They might show up as a butterfly. To get your attention on the lightness and the beauty of what you have created for yourself. Yeah. Or 60,000 can surround us, one of us at any one time, and it is pure bliss, and they can literally take up a small space but be in the billions because of their frequency and how they vibrate. Now they love us and we love them. They're also consciously aware that they're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitudes. We have the Ascended Masters. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pal, Thoth, many, many, many more. Now, they've mastered ascending out of body and they hold God form. What is God form? Well, spirit, soul. God form is pure consciousness, which in turn is pure energy. Okay? So we ascend into physical form to experience physical form, to experience life in physical form. Quite exciting, quite frankly, until we get misdirected and misguided by external authority, and then it becomes miscombobulated, and then we take so much for granted, and then we fall out of deep gratitude and deep eternal love. So, like I said, it's a blank canvas for us. You've got the paintbrushes. You've got all the colors you can imagine. You've got the hand, the arm, the imagination. All you've got to do is start painting your life exactly the way you desire it. Now, the Ascended Masters are consciously aware that they're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. Now, we all form a circle of light, a halo. Arm in arm, hand in hand, so to speak, those of us carrying physical form, and we all come together, whether etheric or physical, and we form this light. The light is the vibrational frequency of deep, eternal love and gratitude. So it's the highest frequency. It is what we are made of. And so, as we do this, this light is nothing like the white light you would see here on this planet. It's far beyond that. And it is so brilliant and bright that it grays out the darkness of space, and it's 1 billion times brighter than our sun, than the sun in the solar system. Now, we begin to ascend and levitate above the planet. As we do this, we come into a gossamer field. This is a field that you can kind of see through, barely, and it is filled with these vibrant, spectacular, glittering lights. And it's a calmness and a love and a deep peace and tranquility. And we have the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. We have the violet, blue, purple flaming light, which is the column of Archangel Michael, which is the column that reminds us of our power, our strength, and our resolve. We have the white fire. White fire is our armor. As long as we maintain high vibrational frequencies, the armor is intact. It is when we decide or we choose to go into lower vibrational frequency deeply enough that that fire, that shield, that armor dissipates enough to allow lower dark matter frequencies to enter. we have the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds us that we can bring it in. And if this event happens with us, with these lower frequencies, we bring in the purple transmuting flame, and we transmute all of those lower frequencies into neutralized substance. We send them back to pure consciousness for repurposing. And when we do this, then we look at the violet ray, which is the column that we bring in right behind the purple transmuting flame, and we start to lift our vibrational frequencies in that area higher and higher in balance into deep eternal love and gratitude, which then balances and harmonizes our field, bringing in full power and full capacity our white fire armor. We also have the golden white pink light. This is love. This is us. This is source creation. This is Mother, Father, God, the masculine, the feminine, and Prime Source Creator God, all of us created out of pure, deep, eternal love. Now, as we continue to move up, we step outside our bodies. Those of us carrying physical form, we float above effortlessly. And as we do this, we immediately are compelled to call out to all the light energy beings who are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this universe. They come in trillions of Gugaplexes from every direction. Their gods with our gods with theirs, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are in the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. And we are the God. And we are the love. Our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth, all of these civilizations. There are many, many, many of them. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come, their gods with our gods with theirs, in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. We are the love and we are the God. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. We call upon all of the off-worlders, all of the galactics, and just a fraction of our familiarity, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, and the Sirians, many, many, many more. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence, and they come. They come in the billions. They have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. And we are the God. And we are the love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs, and they are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. And we are the God. And we are the love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to expand. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. Just to name a fraction of them. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. They are in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the trillions. Shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which many we have never, ever seen before. Their gods with our gods with theirs, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are God. We are the love. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. It sits center circle. We created this sphere over 2 years ago. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of it. These are the highest frequency of the deepest eternal love and gratitude. This is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. It floods us, both our etherical and physical, head to toe, inside and out. Feel that love. This is you, part of us all. It is we. It saturates us in the golden flowing light and the liquid golden ocean of deep eternal love and deep eternal gratitude and gentleness and kindness and generosity and humbleness and bliss and joy and peace and tranquility and benevolence. It's flowing constantly. It lifts us. It vibrates us. It is energy, and the energy flows where attention goes. And its attention is love. Is gentleness and kindness. Is generosity and humbleness. It is bliss, joy, peace. It is the energy that flows where attention goes. And our attention is love. And we are love. And we look down upon this planet, in this now, in this meditation, this circle light, this planet Earth Gaia, we see all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest value in the universes, everything. And we see this massive column we created, larger than this solar system. And we see as it shimmers this beautiful golden white pink, and it glistens, and you can see an ocean of gold flowing energy coming down all angles, 360 degrees around it, literally saturating this solar system, saturating this planet Earth Gaia, and lifting and levitating. All of the lower frequencies are dissipating and exhausting themselves, and we are literally moving everything into higher and higher and higher frequencies, into the deepest of eternal loves and the deepest of eternal gratitudes. And everyone on this planet, in it, above it, below it, on it, are experiencing this lifting, this embrace, this deep eternal love that we all are. This transformation of this planet through our intent, through our energy flowing where our attention goes. And our attention goes to a God planet, a God paradise, a heaven on earth. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. with you the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. And remember, energy flows where attention goes. And if you put your attention without expectations, without attachments, and you experience that which you have formed into motion, it shall be created. And so it is, and so it shall be done. We will be back here Friday, April 24th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation.